Good night, Marcia Steven Strickman.
Yes. Let me see
The,
if I can. Are we hearing? Are we hearing him? Yes, go right ahead, sir.
good night to the loyal opposition. My son would have gone to school at Frederick Smith Secondary.
Yes.
So coming from St. Lucie, um, not only that I would have used that road, it's a split road. When you if you're coming to Porter's Junction, there's a left turn that would bring you straight across at the top of the Trent Village,
Mm-hmm.
coming right out to the main road facing Frederick Smith. Um, that road has been awful for years,
Mm-hmm.
in that there are two areas which are low-lying areas along the road where the water um, does not have access to go off the road because there are private properties along the road on the western side,
Yeah.
which prevents the water from running off. Now that road, which is parallel to the main road, which is Highway One, both areas are slightly above the level of the houses in Trent,
Mm-hmm.
which means that under normal circumstances, the water is unable to get out from between those houses when they get into those houses. Now, about 2 years ago or so, government invested millions, I believe, in doing some work to the back of Porter's house, Great House,
Mm-hmm.
coming down onto Highway 1, exiting to the sea between some hotels and whatever is in there. Now, as much as all of that water comes down and gets into the sea, none of the water in the Trent Village can get into that canal.
Oh.
And therefore, there is always flooding among the houses in the Trent Village, that community in there. Now, in putting the Civic Center now up on the hill above that road which goes from Porter's to Frederick Smith, you're going to have a situation where you're putting now mass concrete. Now, obviously, when the rain falls, the open earth absorbs water as it falls. But when you put a civic center, which means that you're looking at that mass area, two things. One, you're looking at maybe permaclad, whatever the roofing in is, that causes the water to run right off. Then you have concrete all around, water runs right off. That water, if it is not properly designed, a lot of that water is going to end up in that same road, so that
Mm.
you have students going to Frederick Smith. They and they use that road. They have to walk um, through a grassy area on people's property, which water is in. I'm telling you, because my sons would have spent 6 years at that school, and I can tell you that it is very, very uncomfortable when those children are leaving school, because a lot of the children who live in the Bridgetown area, they walk through that road across the Porters to catch the minibuses that are coming from Spice Down. They don't go down to the Trent main road to catch the bus. They walk through that slip road out to Porters, and then they catch the minibus. They walk as far as Royal Pavilion. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying that if if that proposed center is put up there, it's going to push a lot of water down into the Trent Village, and there's no way of that water getting out from in the Trent Village. And I think that is what Mr. Greenwich would have been showing you to some extent across that road. So for and very often when there's construction, they don't look to see the effect it will take on residents and businesses in the area. They're only concerned about what they're doing there. So they would have to drill wells on that property to absorb the kind of water that will be generated from up there, because it's going to be above the French village. And therefore, I think it's a disaster waiting to happen for some of those individuals down there. Because they're not only residents, but they're businesses that are near the main road in Trent's area, and they get flooded. Okay, so that's
Wow.
my take on what is happening, is being proposed, and what is likely to happen, because there is a business that along that road. It's called Patrol Gardens, and he has a lake. Actually has a lake on his property. He has mass trees all around the lake and so forth. But he has a lake because that's like a swamp. And if you go from Porter's across the Frederick Smith,
Yes.
it is on the left side of the road. You cannot see you cannot see the property, the beauty of the property. But they have weddings and so forth that are held there, and I've been there on numerous occasions. So therefore, if he has a swamp in there, a lake in there, you can imagine the amount of water that comes down and is collected and remains on that property all year round.
Yes. Let me ask you something. Thank you for that, caller. Because we're hearing Mr. Greenidge just saying it, and it's because he's a St. James man, and it's good to hear you. You're backing him up just by your very experience. If you were sitting across you're on a table sitting across from the government, what would you say to them about this? Wanting to move the whole civic center where all of the I think that there is the tax office, part of BRA is there, the police, all kinds of different buildings there. What would you say to the government about what they want to do?
As a citizen of Barbados, when I go places, there's the freedom, there's the openness that I do enjoy, because I was a photographer for well over 30-something all year. So okay. I do enjoy the outdoors. So that in going to the Civic Center, it is not just about doing business there. It is about, enjoying the being near the sea. It's enjoying a number of other things which belongs to us, the average Barbadian, who has the freedom to walk in that area. Mm-hmm. As soon as you move the Civic Center, it means that we are restricted to the sidewalk. We are restricted to the sidewalk. Not only that we will not be able to see the sea as we are doing it now, but we are going to be restricted to the sidewalk moving towards inland. Mm-hmm. And therefore, and the artist impression that I saw of that building, honest truth, when you bring tourists to that monument, okay, and you are showing them the monument cannot be, in other words, persons landed there, but you are standing by the monument and you can't even see the sea where the person landed. I mean, it is that crazy. Because I'm saying to you that, at least if you are having the place where Barbados was discovered, they landed, you're seeing them in the monument, you see the sea. And therefore, you can connect the whole issue of, people coming on land from the sea. Now you're blocking the whole area out with a monstrosity of a building. And then when it comes to doing business, you're going to be pushed into a concrete jungle somewhere away from the sea. So it hurts deeply to see what is happening really now at Old Town and other places in Barbados.
Yes. So, caller, on Sunday, we are coming together at Gibbs Gully. I mean, because we're calling for the saving of that gully from these developers. That basically that's what's going on. The question is, are you going to come out on Sunday to join and to put your to put your voice as part of this cry, to cry aloud together? Are you coming out on Sunday at 2:00 in Gibbs Glade?
I am going to try to come. I can't be there for 2 because I have church and it's going to be finishing nearly about that time and so forth. But I will try my utmost best to come during some part of the you know what I'm saying, because I think that faces are necessary to convince individuals that is not just a one person. We did appreciate the assistance that was given to St. Lucie when we had the motorcade last year. Mm-hmm. And I can assure Barbadians that it is not finished as yet. We are at present regrouping to make our next move in what we will be doing to ensure that we, the residents of St. Lucie, benefit from clean, pure water like all other persons in
Yes.
Barbados. So, I said, for those people who believe that it was just a one-off, that was only the first chapter in what we are doing, and I would have shared a couple of weeks ago that we submitted a letter to the Barbados Water Authority, and we have been awaiting a response without success, but we will have our meeting to ask the questions that we would want to ask the Barbados Water Authority. We will ask them at a Roadside Parliament at whatever we need to do
Yes.
to continue to bring attention to what is happening in St. Lucie.